getting asked about
yeah.
what I did and all that, we were like, no, we are not going to assume that the system will protect us or, protect me mostly.
I was going to say protect you more than me.
Well, it's also going to affect you because if I go to jail, I mean, that's going to cause you emotional distress and financial distress and
it wouldn't be fair.
Yeah.
That would be a mistake. If you receive any allegation of domestic violence, you are going to want to face it head on. First, you want to find an attorney with experience in handling false allegations of domestic violence.
I thought about doing that.
Yeah. If you are in the middle of divorce proceedings, your divorce attorney may attempt to handle it for you. However, you may want to consider hiring a criminal defense attorney instead.
The main reason I didn't do that is because you weren't falsely accusing me. It was people not involved, but I was ready to make a call in case police showed up at our door or in case they kept pursuing it. Like, come on, you can tell me. I'm sure you're just scared, but I know he did it.
And even if I told them, no, I did this, they'll still they will continue to badger me until I give them what they want.
Well, they won't because they didn't.
Yeah, they didn't. But if in that case, that's what would happen.
I get what you're saying. But yeah, if it had continued, if they hadn't just shut up and backed off after she told them they were full of shit, then yes, I would have called a lawyer and we would have talked. But because that wasn't happening, we were like, okay, just crazy bitches.
Yeah. You wouldn't want a domestic violence defense attorney handling your divorce, and you probably shouldn't have a divorce attorney handling a criminal case.
No.
The next thing you will want to do is to start collecting any electronic communication between you and your accuser. Emails, text messages, voicemail, and any recordings you may have could help your case.
Record as much as you can.
Yeah. Save everything.
In fact, this is a little tip for the guys out there, because I've heard of this situation a lot. Whenever, if you get in a situation where you're at, well, it can even be your place. It doesn't even need to be your girlfriend's place or whatever. It can be at your place if you're married, or maybe she came over or whatever. But she's getting crazy. She might get violent, whatever the case. And you're trying to get out. Like I told you before, you want to get out. And then she stands in front of the door. Because she knows she has that social protection that if you move me, if you force me out of the way.
They would say abuse.
Mm-hmm. So here's what you do. And this is a real pain in the ass, but women have learned how to play the system. Guys, you can't use reason and rationality through it. You can't trust the system to say, oh, I was just defending myself. I was just getting out of a fight. You can't trust the system. You have to play the system because women play the system. Here's what you do. As soon as she steps in your way in front of the door, you are unable to leave without forcing her out of the way. Here's what you do. Immediately whip out your phone, make sure you got plenty of space, plenty of charge, whatever, and you start recording. You record your face, you record her face, and you say, I am here being detained against my will by this person. I am trying to leave to avoid an altercation. You just lay it out what the situation is, that you're trying to leave. You don't want to fight, you don't want violence, but you aren't going to force her out of the way. You don't touch her. Do not touch her in any way. If she starts to push on you or grab for your phone, record that she's doing that, but hold your hands up. Be like, my hands are in the air. I am not touching her. I am not doing anything. You record as much as you possibly can, and hopefully she gets tired of it all and gets out of the way.
Oh, she's gonna find a way to.
And then you take that video and you press charges. You say, this person was detaining me against my will, and they might just laugh it off and be like, oh, come on, she wasn't holding you there, whatever. And you say, no, if I had done anything to move her out of the way, I would be in jail right now. But you raise as big of a stink about it as you can, and hopefully she at least has police knocking on her door, so she'll think twice about that. But record as much as you can. If you can, record until she steps away from the door. If your battery runs out, your space runs out, whatever, just have as much video evidence as you possibly can to defend yourself and show that you are trying to leave and she will not let you. And even that's not a perfect plan, but it's your best shot. So remember that.
Yeah. This is especially helpful if your abuser threatens to press charges in one of these communications. Also, you want to find any witnesses to the event. You could also find people that will testify to your character at your hearing. Lastly, you want to maintain your composure during your hearing.
Absolutely.
Threatening looks, yelling, or any action that would present you in a bad light is not advisable. Your lawyer will be able to tell you exactly what to do during your hearing.
That is a huge point, because I know you're angry. I got angry when I found out what people were asking her and all that. And also, let me address this, because I have talked to some people about this. And a lot of people have been sympathetic with me because I did post about this and all that. But it never fails. Whenever you talk about a situation where a guy goes through something ludicrous like this, everyone's inner skeptic comes out. It's like, well, are you sure really? And I've had people say to me, well, they were probably just joking, I'm sure they didn't really mean it and all that, just playing devil's advocate out the ass. One, don't insult our intelligence. Don't do that. I'm a comedian. She's been to plenty of comedy shows. We know when someone is using gallows humor and just fucking around and all that. Some people did fuck around about it. At the jiu-jitsu gym, lots of the guys were like, oh, what'd you do to Haley and all that? And I was like, oh, she sassed me. I had to put her in.
Oh, yeah. But they always were joking, though.
But we know when someone is being serious about something like that and when they're just screwing around. And if they were just screwing around, they would have said so after you confronted them, been like, he didn't do anything. Why are you asking that? Oh, that. It's like, don't insult our intelligence, okay? I understand when you play devil's advocate, you're trying to get me to understand all sides of the situation. Just when I come forward and tell you something as serious as that, please just operate on the assumption that I know what the fuck I'm talking about. Just please do that, because you're not saying that I did it. You're not siding with the accusers. You're not necessarily defending them, but you are saying that I'm a fuckwit. You're saying that we're stupid and we don't know.
It's basically. It's basically. They may not have done that per se. It's like, then how?
It's like we're not dumb. We're not, okay. And
Jamie has better common sense than me, so therefore he's smarter than me in that. See, you're not dumb.
Well, in that aspect.
That's what I said, in common sense.
Yeah.
Anyway, sorry.
But yeah, we know when people are joking around. We know when they're being serious. Just stop playing devil's advocate and just listen. Blah blah blah. And don't operate on the. Not really operating on the assumption, but you're being overly skeptical when it's just not necessary. Because the people who said this, if it came from someone who was just outside, who didn't know us at all, that would be one thing. But these came from people who have known both of us a long time, and that's, I think, what really got under my skin there. It was like, we're not gonna post about something this serious unless it's legitimate. It's like, give us some credit. Come on. I think I had another point to make, but I don't remember what it was. I don't know.
I don't.
I need a pee.
Okay. Oh, that's the end of this discussion.
So I guess that's the podcast for today.
A little bit more of a serious discussion, I think, but it was a very good one.
Well, it's important about relationships, though, because, you know, yeah, it's something serious we got to deal with and we got to be
ready to
conscious of. Also, I'd suggest letting your lady video you having sex with her. Any guesses why?
It's hot?
Well, that's a good enough reason, but pertaining to this subject.
I guess, like, are they really being falsely?
He would pin me to the bed and put his hand on my throat, and he would force me against the wall, you know, and I never gave him permission.
Okay.
It's like, dude, women are freaks. They love you to manhandle them like that, but when things go sour, he was so horrible. He did this. Well, look at fucking Jim Cummings, the voice actor. He's dealing with abuse allegations in his divorce right now, and the stuff she described as far as him being abusive was like, oh, he came up behind me, turned me around, and, you know, grabbed my neck and kissed me without saying anything. I'm like, that sounds like passion to me. You know, our second date, I pinned you up against a column in a parking garage and just made out with you right there.
Hot.
See, and I got it on tape. She admits that it was hot. She's having to fan herself right now. So yeah, if you can videotape you guys having freaky sex, you can be like, yo, look, she's into it. She wants me to do it. You know, she's a freak. She's lying. Probably wouldn't hold up in court. Probably wouldn't even be allowed in court.
Yeah, I was like, maybe they would screen it and be like, this is not court appropriate.
Well, no, I think they can show sex tapes in court. I think they can.
Oh.
Now that I think about it, I think they can. I don't know, whatever, but I say the more ammo and evidence you have, the better. Anyway, this has been Super Rockstar Superheroes. Thank you for joining us. Wish we had gotten some more comments. We had a lot of people drop in, but no one commenting, but whatever, it happens.
So this was full. It's 3/4 done.
And that's mostly you. You destroyed that thing.
I love dips. Dips are my thing. Dips and chips.
I stopped by a Jack in the Box late into my shift and got a couple of burgers, so I guess I'm not as hungry.
I'm starving, but
anyway, thanks for joining us, and we'll see you next time.